We start with the white pieces, so that's good. Knight f3. e3. At least our first 3 moves are pretty standard. I was gonna say this, but I think we can wait. Curious. Okay, it does go there. There's no bishop coming out to g4, which is nice. Knight c6. We might need to play knight e5 right away. Okay, a3 should be... Oh, I was going to say a3 should be useful, and then I realized he's actually going to play this, which is definitely annoying because of this move, so a bit of a sloppy a3 from me. Ugh. We can't have c4 happen. It's like non-negotiable, so would have been better if we had castled or played knight e5 there. Yeah, we have to play a bit differently here. Have to take that. Always concerning when your opponent's like not taking it back. You're like, what could he be thinking of here? It doesn't feel good. We don't really have f4, so it's definitely a different game here. Here, but yeah, a3 was unnecessary. This move's kind of annoying. Our a3 pawn is of no importance to us. None. We don't care about it. Where should the bishop go here? There's going to be bishop f6. It's not that interesting to just trade and trade and trade. So do we have any other moves? Not really. Might play this just to play something different. b4 might be a move we need to play. I don't know. Yeah, he goes here. Bring the queen. Queen c3, I could see him losing his queen there. Take queen g5, I suspect. He's definitely a queen trader. He's made that clear. f4 feels correct. I would love to lift the pieces, but for now I think we just have this, so let's go here. I was also thinking like a5 we could take. Queen takes seems to make the most sense. Queen takes. Yeah, there's rook takes as well, but I mean, I guess it has to be queen takes. Oh, okay. Did not expect that at all. That was the weirdest sequence ever. Feels like he just traded into a loss. We can sack for this, I think. I think this, surprisingly, is the way to do it, because then we're guaranteed to win with d5. kind of funny. Oh wow, he's not taking. Okay, well now it has to be over for sure. There we go. GG. Had to do a weird excavation of our rook in the center. But being up a pawn was the main reason why I didn't mind our rook there, because I knew we could sack at some moment in some way and it would work. Okay, I wonder. Not 100% someone from chat, but at the very least, a friendly. Remember, when we see this, we generally go for systems with c4. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like d5 now makes sense. Like he's really not playing e5, so let's try to do this. See if that does anything. Goes knight there. Bishop f3. Technically, this is probably the move, but yeah. I mean, I guess something feels like, you know, we could be doing better, but maybe we're at the point in our life where we just take the material. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't actually expect this. I thought for sure he was going to give that up. This has to be the move. We can go knight c8. We don't have to. We could leave the knight there, but it's a good way to get out of that pin, I suppose. Although, yeah, at the end, he's also hitting a2. Kind of annoying. Yeah, I think we just go for it. I think we go for that. Queen's got to move, and surely need to stay defending that pawn as well. Rook to d1. A successful knight b5 move, I think. Yeah, I also thought like giving away the exchange could have led to some pretty good counterplay. At least worth it. Rather than, sometimes you'd rather have counterplay where you might be objectively worse, but you have stuff going on, and other positions where you're just down a pawn, it's like, maybe the engine says it's not that bad, but it feels pretty bad. c5 we're happy to see because it blocks the queen, so I don't even think he's going to be excited to do that. Queen a5, we can take it. So yeah, he does play it, but I still think it's an achievement for us. Our king is nice and safe. Bishops look very strong. We have an extra pawn. We're also going to maybe play queen d8 at the end of that line. We'll see what happens. want to go like this. This is a pretty big threat, so I was going to say I think he needs to defend it. This looks good, but there's knight e8. So I'd rather make a move that seems to get closer to a win, and this definitely is one of them. We have queen b8. We love that. I think we can just take. And that has to be enough to get us a win here. All we really need is to win one pawn, and then this a pawn will go all the way. But unfortunately, yeah, it's a very unpleasant endgame here. Knight is completely dominated by that one bishop. I think I'll play king f2 just because I want to make a point here. Yeah, knight's still unable to go anywhere. Unfortunate. GG Michael, a BRAHS supporter. Could be in the chat right now. Go Michael. Bishop pair is very lethal there. But just because I see that chessbrah flare, you think I'm going to go easy on the guy? Quite the opposite. Unfortunately, we get the black pieces for the first game that you guys have seen, but I won't let it stop us. Our opponent is trying to win an award for the, you know, the quick moves. I don't know what the big deal is. And just bring our rooks to the center. Probably this one gets the job done. We got c5. Yeah, I was going to play c5 anyway, I think, so don't think that move is very good. Bad things happening to good people here. Always have to punish the people that play chess like it's 10-second chess. With pleasure. I mean, the guy was basically pre-moving every move. What does he think this is? Bullet? Like, relax, man. Just blundering a pawn for no reason. The guy's got 2 minutes 58 seconds. Chill. Chill. All right, we got a game with the white pieces here. And, oh, we see e5. It's always, you know, e5 is always one of those moves where I've said so far, look, I don't think that people should be playing it. I really don't. d5, interesting. Interesting. Our opponent has, well, managed to get a losing position in 6 moves. I don't know why people insist on this e5 move. Not against me, the inventor. Like, guys, please. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. I mean, we can take this as well. We can take this. Just get our queen out of there, and I mean, we have to be just crushing here. E3, bishop out. Maybe knight d5 as well. Looks like we can castle pretty nicely here. Knight to e5. Knight d4 looks like it gets the most trades, so I'm immediately biased. But yeah, this isn't going to be close. I mean, we're at 1900 here. Being up a piece in the opening is resignable. So yeah, this guy played e5 and he was lost in 5 moves. Couple different ways to take. They all look pretty good. I'll take this way. Whoa! Well, there's a move right there. Queen g5, queen back. Okay. Don't mind this one. I have to be a little bit careful of that, so d5. You can just forget and maybe take on c7, and I don't really see the point in allowing it. Okay, he does take here. This should probably make our position easier to trade pieces in. Takes here, and yeah, I think this will just help us out. Let's go here. This is all because of the Zukertort. This guy played e5 because he knew we were a Zukertort player. If we weren't, he wouldn't have played it. That's the truth. So you face e5 a lot, and hopefully this speedrun has empowered you to feel like you can take it out easily, because man, those have been our easiest games. We take a KO. E5 you should be excited to play against. That's the thing. When you learn a system and your opponent can prevent the system entirely, usually they'll have to be conceding a lot to do that. So instead of getting upset that you don't get to play your system, you should be happy because you're probably playing a very good position. All right, we get d4, so at least we could play like this. We'll put our bishop here like that. And yeah, this definitely looks like a, you know, both of us are going to play knight e4 and knight e5. I'm playing it because I don't want the queen to go there before I get a chance to. Knight e5. Yeah, we could go here, but queen h5 is always in the position. I think this is one that we just want to take. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing it this way. But yeah, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. This or this. Let's take with the knight. Okay, queen there definitely has me thinking of, you know, some queen d3 kind of stuff. We lose this, but man, it just feels like the move. He's gonna castle that way, so we're gonna have to put up with it. But I really have the feeling that this is the move. I can't explain it, and I hope we're not too wrong. But he can't castle this way, so it feels like almost guaranteed he's going that way. Yeah, we gotta. I mean, he can castle this way, so there's no point in doing something like that, because it's just, I feel like it's just not going to be effective. So let's castle. He's obviously... What? I mean, sure. Sure. Oh, that's a weird game. You want to give me a free piece? Okay. Look, I didn't intend these games to be over this quick. Not at all. Ravishant, thanks for the gifted sub. Okay, we got the white pieces. D4, knight F3, and in our system, if we suspect that there's a pawn on D6, and that indeed there is, not bishop D3, knight D2, but rather bishop E2 and like C4, knight C3. I think that's what we want to go for. So let's do that. Takes, I think I'm actually going to take this with the knight. You can take this either way. In general, I don't want to take with a pawn. I think this is the pawn structure I'd like to have. So bishop or queen. I mean, queen takes is fine. There's like knight here, but it's not really that good. So I think we'll do this. Knight here, there's knight e4, so I think we move the queen again. There's always knight c3, knight e4, queen takes g7. You know, just out here playing for the fans, and with so many fans here, I feel like we have to at least encourage it. Okay, he's not playing it, which that's no fun. Maybe we can get it again. That's my last attempt. Otherwise, I'm moving. I mean, it's a good move. It's the best move. Okay, he's not having it. He's not having it. Fair enough. Queen a5. And knight d5 definitely comes to mind. Maybe we're trying to find the move for the fans here. Maybe b4. Being the queen. Ideas here. Okay. Unfortunately, he is just losing. He's just losing material there. So, I mean, yeah, there's nothing fancy about this. We're just gonna take the material. That's that. Knight d5, knight e7 would be a checkmate. Guess we could take this. And put our rook here, take on c4. We're up one entire rook at 1900. I would say this is sufficient. And so would he. He would agree. That's good. We're on the same page. Yeah, it's very important in the... I mean, this is the system with knight d2, bishop d3, but it's not good against d6. So I always prefer bishop e2, c4, knight c3. Make sure you don't forget those moves. Ooh, shout out to that name. Andre Agassi. All right, we're going to play d4. We see c5. I don't think it necessarily stops us. We can have our same starting moves. We can get b3. Whoa, that's an unusual one. Okay, let's play a4. Try to clarify this pawn here. Bishop to d3. A very, very aggressive move from our opponent here. Immediately, my thought here is actually the move g4, because it loosens up the position quite nicely. So I'm actually going to play it. I don't think you can play this many pawn moves. At least you shouldn't be able to. Knight there. I mean, yeah, maybe just h3. High energy. Sacrifice. But taking also looks really, really good, so I have no problem with just taking. I actually really like this move by him. I think we're probably going to take it. f4 comes to mind. Maybe a move. I mean, f4 keeps a little bit of energy in the position, so maybe f4. But yeah, I actually really like g3 by him. I think that's a strong move. Let's go here. Trying to take this, maybe castle. It's unclear where he puts his king because that doesn't look safe. Another nice move here. I wonder if a5 is useful just to make him waste time recapturing. Like, is that a thing? I think we just keep the sacrifices going. Who cares about this? We got forward motion here. Maybe f5 or something. Okay, we got to be a little careful here. Maybe king b1, a nice tempered king b1 move. Reining it in. There's rook takes c2 and knight e2 to just be slightly considerate of. Let's go here. I don't really want to run into rook c2, so... Maybe rook here. You can't really develop the bishop either. Okay, that definitely looks like a capture. But he's trying to slot the knight into e4 right after. So what do we do about that? Right? Because you can see what he's intending. It's like, well, he wants to put the knight there and say that there's no attack after that. So let's take and see if we can make something work. Obviously, we want to play rook e1, but I just thought, okay, the knight's going to go there. What are we really doing after that? Try to attack this pawn. Goes there anyway. Here, knight c3. I almost want to just take and see what the plan is. Oh, that's an unfortunate one. But it makes sense. I mean, he was in big trouble. His king could not castle that way. It could not castle that way. We had all the open lines. Definitely a punishment for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. 5, 6, 7 pawn moves out of 8 moves, guys. 7. Sorry, but you can't play chess like that. G4, energy, power. And he ends up blundering mate, but I don't envy his defensive task there at the end. D4. Let's see if we can get our system here. Gonna have to play bishop e7. We'll try it with b6. It's definitely not the ideal move, but we'll give it a go. Putting the bishop back where it belongs. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Technically, this is the move, but I'm gonna really try and hold where we are. Knight e5, maybe c5. Otherwise, knight e4 starts to look pretty decent. I think we can play h6. Yes, there's all sorts of sacks here, but because I have my queen here, I don't know, I'm not feeling like any of them are too scary. It's just a pawn there. We can just take it. We'll just go back, maybe king up. And king up, at least we always have like c5, which does look pretty good there. Try to play h4. That should break up things pretty nicely. And we still always have c5 on king g2, just because I feel like as soon as we get to play t4 and that piece opens up, we have to have a good position. So the question is, do we play it now? Do we wait? Maybe h4 first, kind of gearing up for this. That feels correct. I forgot that he could just take it. I have to admit, obviously should have just taken there first. G5 is not really how we'd want to play that. Here, is that sack anything? I don't know. I'm just gonna take. I feel like I'm not buying this, whatever that is. Yeah. I don't know. There's just absolutely no threats here. Rook h8 isn't really a threat either. Is this a move? Kind of a wild move. He should definitely throw that in. Let's see what happens. Trying to like, okay, goes there. Could probably take, but no need because this is sufficient. Yeah, we can even trade queens as well. This is correct. But absolutely all of our pieces, pawns, like everything's well placed, aimed in the right direction. I don't see anything for white here. GG. 1985 closing in. Could be Nerlin, but as I always say in these series, there's never any guarantees. We're up against Julian. Let's go d4 and see what he's got for us. Okay, c5, which means e3 to take back this way. And he's kind of mixing it with d6. So that tells me he's probably planning this. Which means what? We want to play c4 and more like knight c3. Okay, knight there. I don't mind pushing. Yeah, he wants to put the knight here, but he's losing a lot of time to accomplish this. Yeah, I was planning to go there, but a3's... Well, let's just say we don't need to allow it. So let's move our rook instead. Recovering that, which I think is important. Definitely don't care for the positions where you take, so let's do this. Bishop maybe here, h3 come to mind. He goes there anyway. We have to take it. A little bit weird that he's done that, but he wants to play knight there next. At least I think so. Let's attack this. Goes straight in with the knight. Is he not losing material here? Like, I'm pretty sure that he is. We can always kick his knight out like that. If I get to play bishop c2, I think this game is almost over. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this game is very, very good now. Yeah, we have this move. Also rook e3, of course. I think rook e3 is a good start. Okay, f4 also allows this. We have queen h5. He's going here, but queen h5 should be extremely strong. Rook e1, bishop f5. This game is getting close to done. Queen here, rook e7. I think just a simple move first, because I'm not 100% sure how he defends it. I should have said I'm not 100% sure if he will defend it. I mean, there's not much in that one. All that's important to remember is when you see the makings of d6, g6, stick with c4. I personally love these positions. I think there's a huge advantage here for white, and I mean, yeah, this just proved it. This game is over at this point. It's already over. There's weakness here, here. We have b4. We have a rook left. Everything just flows. All right, we get the white pieces, d4, and based on that move, I think you guys can predict there's probably a d6 move. More likely d6 than d5 at this point, let's say. We don't know for sure, but I think to be safe, I'll play bishop e2. Okay, he does go d5. So as you can see, I can still get back to the position that I'm big big problem. Okay, we want to go here, but I'll go a3 there. Okay, so he supported the knight, and we have h3. It means that f3 is going to be rather tough to play, but we still have to find a way to try to make it happen. c4 will likely be a very good move to have in there as well. We may need to play c3. Let's see here. I was expecting to be able to go here, but we might need to just play this one to start. a5 makes sense. Okay, knight's still very, very powerful there. Wonder if knight here is coming. I think it's probably time for the c4 move from us. Try to undermine this knight. Okay, I think it's a knight e5 moment here. We could take a knight e5 as well. That looks pretty good. But yeah, we can do either. I think I'll take and go here. Knight looks very strong on e5, and f3 is finally possible, but we didn't rush it. We didn't rush it. So I think we can do it. Might also be a move like that in our near future. At the very least, we can secure our knight with f4. So let's try it. Knight d6. Maybe we need to play f4. We'll see. If we can avoid it, it would be nice, because right now he does not have that square, and we do have that square. Knight d6, we can actually... maybe we could take it. Yeah, he goes here. That's fair. Rook c1 immediately comes to mind. b6, b4. I mean, that's a pin. And this is also defended. Like, we have it defended 3 times, attacked 3 times, so there's no problems there. And he knows b6, b4 is coming. Queen b6 we can take rather than blundering our bishop. But yeah, I think that's just a piece. I don't think there's any saving the piece, so maybe b6 he might try. They have the unpleasant bishop d4 after that as well. That makes a lot of sense, but I mean, ultimately, cut the king off. And it's very important to play moves like this so that they don't get any satisfaction. He would definitely get a mini dopamine hit by playing bishop e3, so at least it's not check, and he knows who's in charge here. There will be no enjoyment, sir. Instead of playing bishop e3 check, he had to play bishop e3, just bishop e3, no check. You know how depressing that is? 2000 on the dot, 000. Wow. That just looks pretty. That just looks pretty. Nice. We take those. We're here. We made it. The Zukertort. Undisputed. Great opening. Thank you for making it to the end of another episode of the Colle Zukertort speedrun. It's definitely one of the easiest attacking weapons to learn in chess, so I hope that this series is making it easier to understand. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on post notifications so you do not miss our next episode.